Hotep, I am the Amen Osiris, the one and only undisputed God of law. We are www.deceptionstoppers.com, America's only child support education service. I am not a lawyer. This is not a law firm. We don't advocate that you don't support your human offspring. We simply advocate that you mate in private, you take care of them in private. And today, what I want to do is I want to give a tutorial on how to navigate and use our website. And the reason I'm doing this is I get a lot of emails with people asking me rhetorical questions. Okay. Now, I tell you in every video that I make, stop by the website. I also tell you every time I teach you something, do not take my word for it. Do your research and look it up. Okay. And let me zoom in on this a little bit more. Okay. And the reason for that, gentlemen, okay, then you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. If you are getting paperwork or information from anybody and you do not verify what is on that paperwork and the information, I don't care if they're words, definitions, court rulings, Title 4D provisions, okay, statutes, anything dealing with Title 4D, if you don't get it from the source, all right, and they're going to test your chin on it. You're going to walk in here and get yourself embarrassed. And that is defeating the purpose. When I was going through child support 20, 30 years ago, however long it was ago, there was no one, and I mean no one, in a position to help me. I had to figure this shit out, and I did. And now, after 30 years, okay, after I've mastered the Title 4D technique, okay, I've been sharing it with you on YouTube since in the 90s, I believe it was. Okay? We were the first ones on YouTube teaching about child support, and we will be the last on YouTube teaching about child support. And that's no disrespect to anyone. Okay? We are the national foremost experts on Title 4D. What it is, what it's not, where it came from, who runs it, all of it. Every word and definition. Okay? But that's us. Okay? You got a child support issue. You need to put yourself in the same position. Okay? And I'm going to say this, and I've said it again. I cannot free you. Nobody on YouTube can free you. All right? You want to know why? Because then you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. If you do not know the truth, then how are you going to apply it to free yourself? How are you going to bust child support's balls, right? And if you don't even know where it comes from or anything about it, okay? That's real talk. Knowing case laws is great, but if you don't know how to apply them in a Title 4D case, what purpose is it going to serve you? If you don't know what the words in Title 4D provisions mean, then guess what? How are you going to be speaking their language? If you don't know how they apply these statutes and why they apply these statutes and who's applying the statutes, you're wasting your time. This is why we created our YouTube channel, and this is also why we created our website, which in fact is the only website dealing with child support in this country. Now, if you go to the website, which is deceptionstoppers.com, you got a lot of options. Of course, this is my favorite page, and this is going out to the 4D agency. It's contractors, agents, and subcontractors, all right, which is it's a franchise. Okay, if you want to donate because you like what you saw, then do so. All right, but here's where it's at. Welcome to Deception Stoppers. Here you will learn nothing but the truth, but the whole truth about the 4D scheme. This truth will set you free. Okay, this information that is here, gentlemen, is here for a reason. It will not change. Okay, so then from here, which is my favorite page, is the Title 4 resource library. I have specifically created for this for you. There is no charge for you to go and take any of these links and download any of these books or these case laws, gentlemen. Okay? Everything that I teach from, you can find here. There's a federal manual of child support, the web-based customer service. There's a copy of the Black's Laws 4th Revised Edition. Here's some case laws dealing with no right to counsel. Here's another case law that proves that the 4D agency loses its sovereignty because it's under a contract. Here's the actual proof that 4D is a single and separate unit. Here's the contract between the federal corporation and the state corporation. Here's the contract showing you the contracts between the foreign corporation operating in the state and the county. Here's a book on how to disestablish paternity. Here is a book also that shows you that your procedural due process was violated. Okay, here's a book on the personal responsibility contracts and the commitments that you made that you don't even know exist. Here is the Blessings versus Freestone case. Here is We Hunt versus Ledbetter. Here is the proof that Title 4D was never enacted into positive law. Mason versus Bradley proves that the state is voluntarily participating in the child support in the 4D franchise as an obsession to obtain federal profits. Here is the book that proves that you don't got to accept mail from the child support agency. Here is the book on how to reject a summons from a 4D franchise. Here is the glossary of common child support terms. The Personal Responsibility and Work Opportunity Reconciliation Act is here. Okay? Look, here's a case law that said Georgia judge declares 4D guidelines unconstitutional. Here is a really good book, Proof There's a Straw Man. This is another good book, Consent. Okay? Here is another case law where the Supreme Court in Minnesota deemed child support unconstitutional. Here is the law of contracts. Child support is contractual in nature. You can read that in Blessings versus Freestone. Here is a book called Rights Without Remedy, which proves that the child and its mother were never the intended beneficiary of Title 4D. And it also proves that Title 4D was created to benefit the public treasury. Here's some more Supreme Court rulings. Here is the New Jersey Child Support Hearing Officer Program. Okay, here is you can learn here about the voluntary acknowledgement in the hospital. And in Monell versus Department of Social Services, you will learn that when you sue them under 1983, they don't get any type of immunity. That's what it's there for, gentlemen. Now, I understand, gentlemen. I truly do. All right, you got child support issues. They're sucking you dry, and money is tight. And I respect that. All right, I wish I was rolling in it like that too. Okay, so if you can't afford to schedule an appointment with us, which is fine, simply go to the website and do your research. Okay, do your research. Just with this information alone, gentlemen, you can prove. All right, if you're suing them, if you want the your wage garnishment done, if anything, you can find it right here. That's what, and it's all free. Okay. The problem you're having is you don't want to put in your time. Let me tell you something, gentlemen. I put in millions of hours researching this information. Okay. I won't make a video on something that I can't expound upon. If I don't know it, first and foremost, I'm going to learn it. There's nowhere that I can't take you in child support. I know everything about child support. That is what we do here. But the basics of child support, gentlemen, at minimum, you'll want to be downloading the Federal Manual of Child Support, because what it does, it encompasses everything that is on this page that you can get for free. It is all free. I'm not making any money by you going in here. We don't go on views. It's there for you. That's why we created this page. So if you have an issue with child support, all right, you got two options. You can go to the website, deceptionstoppers.com, and you can book an appointment. Okay, we've got 3 different appointments. All right, if you can't afford to do that, which is understandable, then go to our Title IV resource library, all right, and get the information. It's all right here. Okay, look it up. Okay, so let me give you a brief description, okay, before I get up out of here. One of the things we're going to teach you, if you want to sue child support, all right, Deception Stoppers will teach you how to prove under 42 U.S.C. 1983 that you were stripped of your God-given status. And I'm not going to go over all these, but what I'll do is this. I'll scroll them down and you can slow it up. This is what we're going to teach you how to prove. You can't prove this, you don't have a case. Okay, we're going to teach you, all right, and you will learn on the website and even on our YouTube channel that this is all done under color of law, which makes them liable to you. Okay, these are other services that we provide and that we can teach you in one of our many webinars. All right, how to create cease and desist, and I'm going to go down here slow. All right, and so you can see it for yourself. You can stop and take a peek at it, but it is on the website. Okay. It is on the website. I just wanted to show you. Okay, we got a lot of information here. All right, where's that? Services. Click on our service page. and it shows you what we do. Deception stoppers. All right, Title 4D Education Services. We offer a full range of 4D education. We utilize their shit as concrete evidence against the 4D franchise and deliver top-notch education through a seamless service. Come and learn how to prove that two persons did conspire and successfully deprive you of your federal rights so secured and make them liable to you. This is what we will teach you. Okay, it's all right here. This is what you will learn if you come to the website and do your studies, or more importantly, if you decide to schedule an appointment with us and take one of our classes. And this is also information and that we other services that we provide. It is all right here, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, this is everything that you can learn. And guess what? This is what you're going to need to prevail in child support. Without this information, without the proper facts, okay, you got nothing. So pay attention. If you have an issue with child support, you can do two things. You can stop by the website, you can schedule an appointment, okay? Or if you cannot afford to schedule the appointment, then guess what? Then click on the Title 4D resources. At minimum, download the Federal Manual of Child Support Enforcement. Okay. Once you download this, then the second thing you want to do is download the Black's Laws Dictionary. Because guess what? This and this go hand in hand. Because if you can't comprehend the words that are in this Federal Manual of Child Support, guess what? You don't know how to speak their language. Okay. So at minimum, the Federal Manual of Child Support and the Black's Laws Dictionary. Once you master this and the words that are defined as this, then you're on your way to being free. Now, granted, you may not master everything, but I can tell you every word that's on every page in this book. Okay, I have the original Federal Manual of Child Support, which is not even in circulation anymore. And what they've done is they took it and tried to revise it, and they kind of chopped it up a little bit, but it is still an effective weapon. All right, you can't go wrong with taking this when it's time for you to sue these fuckers or go and deal with something from an administrative hearing officer. You can't go wrong with quoting this book because remember, federal law trumps state law, gentlemen. And I'm gonna show you something else. Okay, this is a documentation. It's one of my personal ones. This is called Truth and Consequences, Part One: Disestablishing the Paternity of Non-Marital Children. Look, the federal provisions described below are not mandatory. However, in order to receive federal funds for their state child support enforcement program and their welfare program, states must what? Adopt these laws. All right? Adopt means you're taking something that is not of yours. Okay? Look it up. They're adopting federal law, and it's not mandatory. The only thing that it becomes mandatory on them when they sign that contract and says we'll offer these services to the customers. I'm the Ahmed Osiris. We are deceptionstoppers.com, gentlemen. Okay. This website is here for a reason. If you are not utilizing it, that's your ass. Okay. Do not email me and say, well, I can't afford it. I understand, brother. But guess what? Here's the alternate for what you can't afford. It's free. Okay. All this information is free. My videos are free. My time is not free. Okay. That is one thing that nobody gets for free. Okay. So if you got an issue, and again, right here, and even if you decide to take a webinar, which is also fine, I'm still going to refer you to this manual or to this portion of the website, to the Ahmed Osiris 4D resource library. This information is not mine, gentlemen. It is compiled for your benefit. It is compiled for your knowledge. Okay? If I was to walk into any child support hearing under next friend federal rules of civil procedure, I would shut child support down. Okay? If you're not at that stage, then you are not ready to proceed. You got to get your study on. There's 114 pages in this book. There are tons of references that you can cross-reference and you can make notes of. All right? If you don't master this book, gentlemen, you're wasting your time. I don't care who makes what for you. If you can't quote what's on any affidavit, I don't care who gives it to you. All right. I'm not saying that anybody's affidavits are funky. What I'm saying is if you don't know what's on there, what purpose does it serve? Get your head out your ass. All right. Start doing your studying. Start doing your research. And guess what? I've already done it all for you. I've made it so easy. I'm the only one out here that's doing this for you. We make it easy. You want to learn child support? It's right here. It's right here. But I'm telling you, the Federal Manual of Child Support and the Black's Laws for Revised Edition, gentlemen, are two of your greatest assets. Without this and this, the rest of this will not make any sense to you. You have to start somewhere. So, with that in mind, I appreciate your time. I appreciate your support. I appreciate your emails. All right. But what I would appreciate more is if you make a decision on what you want to do. If you're going to fight, then fight. This is where you start your fight. All right. If you got a challenge from Mike Tyson to go in the ring, and if you could last for 3 rounds, all right, and if you do last for 3 rounds, all right, you'll get $1 million. Would you go in there under the condition that you are now? Or would you take the time and do some training, all right, to get your body in shape, to get your mind in shape, to study Mike Tyson and how he throws his jabs and all that other stuff? And if he's left hand, all that stuff, you got to study your opponent, gentlemen. If you don't study your opponent, how do you expect to beat them? Okay? There's a lot of bullshit out here on YouTube. There's some good stuff and there's some bullshit. All right. But what I'm saying is I'm not knocking any of them. But guess what? All right. I can sit down with any child support agent. I can sit down with any child support guru, and I don't care who and what you are. I guarantee you nobody can touch me when it comes to this, because this is where we study. This is why I teach it. These are facts that cannot be denied. Remember, use their shit against them. But if you don't know what you're using against them, you're wasting your time. I'm the Ahmed Osiris, folks. Stop by, schedule an appointment. If you can't schedule an appointment, stop by the Title 4D Resource Library and get your skills up. Okay? Get your skills up. I'm going to be adding to this. I have some more information to add. It's just, my schedule. I'm traveling right now, and it's very time consuming. All right? Get your skills up, folks. Hotep.